Greetings and felicitations, YouTube. Jarl of the Appian Way here, and I am continuing on my mission to talk about siege battles in Troy. Fair, fun, balance, competitiveness, however you want to speak about it. I am playing as Troy. These are my Trojan defenders. Playing as Troy, Hector of Troy, against a Menelaus of Sparta army. And this is not a siege battle. This is a minor settlement battle. This is version 2 of one of the maps. If this was a version 3, there'd be even more choke points, even further out past like these rocks and everything. But let's just go through my army pick real quick and where I've positioned. Hector of Troy is a fairly defensive army, and I'm playing it a little bit Cavalier for a minor settlement defense. I have Trojan defenders. I believe I brought 5 of them. This is more than I think you should bring if you're doing an open land battle using the Warhammer Cup rules. So yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Trojan defenders actually. I brought 1 Champion of Troy, which I have holding down this choke point over here. I brought 2 Trojan Slingers with 1 XP chevron each. I brought a Corybantes, a Minotaur, and my Fighter Ravager hero, who's going to combo with the Minotaur to try and scare rout some of my enemies. Talking about, where I've positioned. If you take a look at it this way, there's a path around here that the enemy could take to get to my victory point, so I put a Trojan defender there. There's a path going down this way. That's where I put my Champions of Troy. I'm keeping 3 Trojan defenders in reserve. Now, I pushed forward with these 2 Trojan defenders with the intent of either bringing this Trojan defender back to here and then moving the slingers up to this slot so they can shoot into the flanks of whoever comes down this alley, or swapping the positions and doing the same thing, trying to get some Trojan slingers to attack melee units in the opposite alley. My opponent brought a medium chariot, Menelaus on foot, 2 Laconian militia. I'm supposing as backline to kind of protect his archers, because he did go fairly wide on archers. He brought 2 renowned bowmen and 2 warriors of Artemis. Warriors of Artemis have stalks, so I won't really be able to see them until it's too late. They can actually shoot beyond their range of detection, which is good too. An axe champion, 4 shielded spearmen, not the bugged ones, so I'm happy with my opponent for making this pick. A Laconian hillman for charging and causes fear, and then a unit of Spartoi. Now, this is actually going to take a while before it gets started, so I'm going to go ahead and put it into fast forward. As you can see, I'm already, I think since my opponent deployed his entire army over here, he might be more likely to come down this alley. So I shift my slingers and my defenders so that I'll have opportunities to shoot down this alleyway. As my opponent closes in, I realize that he looks more like he's going to threaten both, and I don't even see these Warriors of Artemis, so I'm actually going to go ahead and swap. I'm going to pull these Trojan defenders back to this alleyway, move these 200 defenders up, put my slingers in this alleyway. The Warriors of Artemis are getting into position. They have a range of 160, which matches my Trojan slingers, and they're already opening fire. As soon as that fire opens up, I'm like, well, I'll just let my Trojan defender shields take it. 45% missile block chance isn't great. But I'm just going to let it happen because I'd rather he shoot at my Trojan defenders than anything else. This is an okay situation for me. I still can't see the Warriors of Artemis with my Trojan slingers, but I still have them in position anyway. I'm just more worried about him retargeting and going for my Trojan slingers instead of my Trojan defenders. He's still getting all of his stuff into position. He brought his chariots way out wide. He's got them in the trees right now. Big mistake. I don't know if he thinks I can't see them. I can. They can't hide in trees, unfortunately for them. I think he was going to try and get through this alleyway here, or he was worried about me coming out of it, but the truth is about this alleyway is that it is impassable with all of these wooden stakes here the way it is. I guess this family really wanted to protect this little ox cart. So yeah, we got plenty of arrows coming in, punishing these Trojan defenders. They are going to take some casualties, but at this stage I'm just like, yeah, I'll take it. I'm kind of proving a point here, if I'm being honest, which is that as a defender, I don't even have to try to play my best game. I could just kind of, play defensively and let things happen. I mean, this is probably, I would describe this stage as the most interesting stage of the battle, which is where I'm trying to duel with my 2 Trojan Slingers versus Renowned Bowmen. The Renowned Bowmen are in range of my Trojan Slingers, even though I have 10 more points of range. So I'm going to take a ton of damage here just trying to shoot back at these Renowned Bowmen. And this is not favorable. I'm still trying to shuffle them around. They're getting out of position. I need to just pull them out of here. I'm pulling up one of my Trojan Defenders to replace this Trojan Defender when they inevitably rout, but their morale is still really good at 71, so it isn't that big of a deal. These Axemen over here, a poor pick if you ask me. Axemen are not a very good unit. They do have a ton of health though, so they do have that going for them, but they're holding down a flank that I can't even pass through. I think he's realizing that now and moving them over. Chariots look like they might be coming up, but I think as it stands, he can see my whole army. So I go ahead and I start pulling back these Trojan Defenders, but now that their back is turned, he starts shooting at them. I've also brought my Slingers back because I don't want to just get shot at all day. So rather than just let them get shot in the back, I'm going to turn them around so they can get the benefit of the shields. Yes, they're still under fire, but I'd rather he not shoot at them. He changes his targets to the next Trojan Defender. I'm going to move up these Trojan Defenders, and I'm going to start opening up with my Slingers on this nice little blobbed up portion of the Renowned Bowmen. I'd rather be shooting at the Renowned Bowmen than Warriors of Artemis. Warriors of Artemis do not have a lot of ammunition. The Renowned Bowmen do, however. And they also have better armor, only by 5 points, and better hit pools as well. So I'd rather take the health off of them. The Axe Champions go ahead and they're going to charge into my Trojan Defender. As they stack up, the Trojan Defenders are going to deal more damage than the Axe Champions, but the Axe Champions are going to deal more armor-piercing damage. They're going to be joined by regular Axemen, which will give them a little bit more armor-piercing edge. They have, this is a Charger unit. They don't have a shield, but their melee defense is still 44. However, the Trojan Defender's melee defense is 58. This is one of the best melee defense units in the game, and even as hurt as it is, it's going to hold up here for a long time. I'm even going to move up this hurt Trojan Defender, whose morale is still fantastic at 75. Just going to go ahead and set them up here as well. Let's look at the state of their morale right now. Base value is 70. They've taken 12 points of damage sustained to their morale. 8 points encouraged by nearby unit, 5 points defending a victory point, 4 points inside the fort. The Trojan Defenders actually can encourage each other, which is very useful. So you do get a morale bonus for being inside a defensive position. Meanwhile, you might be watching in the background here, my Slingers are getting absolutely aced by the Renowned Bowmen and Warriors of Artemis. This one's out of ammo, however, is going to run on up here into melee. No problem for me. 125 weapon damage, though, is pretty good for these Warriors of Artemis, but I can take this just fine. No problemo, I say. And I'm dealing a ton of damage to this Renowned Bowman. Missed it, but over here, the Chariots came in, tried charging into Champion of Troy. Guess what? Did not go so well for them. Champions of Troy did not lose a single unit. Chariots are broken and pretty much out of this match. They emptied out their javelins as well. I moved in a Trojan Defender to help support that after the charge was made into the Champions of Troy. Easily won battle for the Champions, and they got an XP for it right away, really quickly. That Chariot will regroup and come back over on this end. There's a Laconian militia being fed to my Trojan Defenders. No problem there. My Slingers are getting a chance to just shoot up blobbed up groups here. I'm just kind of demonstrating here that this is, if I wanted to, I could have been even worse about this, and I could have defended deeper in and had to worry about 1, 2, 3-ish choke points, or all the way back here. Just put everything right here, you know, and just made it impossible for my opponent to break through. And as it is, I'm being kind of lazy, kind of slow with my choice of plugging these gaps. Like an Axe Champion, an Axeman, and a Warrior of Artemis, with, you know, the support of Renowned Bowmen, should absolutely beat a Trojan Defender. Should even be able to beat 2 Trojan Defenders, just by virtue of outflanking, by cycle charging. Ooh, here comes a Chariot charge. This should be fun. Let's go ahead and watch this. I'll have plenty of time to get back to the point I was just trying to make. Bam! Guess what? Heavy infantry. And the heavy infantry says, you're not getting through today. And those Chariots are going to quickly rout. Oh, he's got the shield warriors in turtle mode. That's pretty cool. Those are always fun to look at. They're in turtle mode. I guess this helps to protect him from being shot in the back by their allies as they engage at point blank. He's trying to, looks like he's trying to push through here, but the chariots have now shattered. I'm getting a Corybantes up here. I put them in shield wall formation because I'm thinking, hey, maybe I can get the archers to spend their last bit of ammo, waste them on the Corybantes, whose missile block chance is a 100% right now. That's absurd. I'm out of ammo on my slingers now, so I'm probably going to charge that just into this blob to uphold it. Laconian Militia is not a big deal. It could easily be beat. Back over here to talk about the Trojan Defenders. Yeah, I lost the Trojan Defender, but I still have the second one. And he still only has one direction that he can go, and that is into my Trojan Defenders. He cannot outflank. He cannot put his archers in a better position to deal damage to this unit. He can push in as much as he wants, but the Trojan Defenders can just hold this line. I've taken a fair number of casualties. It looks like he is trying to pull through with his Axe Champion, but I am going to get another unit up here. Even a unit that's held deep in reserve, I can pull up here before they'll be able to break through. And honestly, it wasn't a good idea to try and break through. That Axe Champion ended up taking way too much damage. Let's see if I can't get a good report on its morale. Damage sustained, exhaustion, exposed flank. By pulling through, it actually took another morale hit. Faster and stronger enemies nearby. As you can see, I'm actually charging up here with the Minotaur because I'm hoping I can morale break this shielded spearman using its special ability. So I just run up here. I have it yell. And then I have him go, I'm off, and leave. So that shielded spearman is now really, really wavering, very close to breaking. I almost got it there, but it wasn't quite enough. I am going to get a rally on those Trojan Defenders that kind of fell back. You can see he's spreading out. He's going to try and attack other avenues, but I just have a champion of Troy here, and it's fine. It'll just stand there and win. This Trojan Defender's looking real weak, but hey, guess what? It's real easy for me to just put another Trojan Defender in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and move on up here with my Fighter Ravager, get him engaged so that I can use his, so I can have him gain rage and have him use his Terrify ability. But, you know, the Warriors of Artemis and the Shielded Spearmen are running away. There's another Shielded Spearman coming up here. This flank never even gets threatened with this Trojan Defender sitting here. Menelaus is out deep watching from afar. And I get a break here, and I'm considering just pushing through this because it is only 2 Shielded Spearmen. He's going to attack with 1. I realize that I'm not just going to be able to break through right away. I'm going to charge it with a fresh Trojan Defender, pull this one around to the flank, and then this extra Trojan Defender I had over here, I'm going to have him push up and try and flank around this. And then he's going to try and get down here with Laconian Hillman and Spartoi and a militia and try and break through this Champion of Troy. Sorry to say, that's not going to do them any good. They waste the last of their javelins on the Laconian Hillman. Did not take any casualties from it. Did take some hit point damage, though. And here's their charge. And the Corybantes are ready to reinforce this as well. And I do have the Minotaur back there as well. Here comes the Spartoi to add into the mix. It's a pretty high-powered offense here, trying to break through, but not with this sitting here. Not with this in your way. No way. That's not going to break through. The Minotaur is also going to get involved. The Shielded Spearmen here are almost out. These Shielded Spearmen are almost out. I've already started getting this Trojan Defender into this game. Just kind of watching their assault now. There is an Axeman out here that's going to meet me. I could just quickly break that and then finish my flank. Axeman, not a fantastic unit. Only 65 weapon damage. Some of it is armor piercing, but it's just still too low, even with that armor piercing calculated in there. And then I also catch a little bit of this Warrior of Artemis to boot. Oh, they do try to pull a renowned bowman to try and flank me, and here comes Menelaus trying to help this out, but since Menelaus has shown himself, and since I've already won this fight, the Laconian Hillman and the militia are almost out of here, I'm going to pull my Minotaur and my hero out of this, pull them back down this way, and I'm going to have them to counter Menelaus. And I still have a fresh Trojan Defender, and I have this unit of Trojan Defenders that wavered earlier on. I just put them to regroup up there, just in case I need to activate them. So Menelaus is going to try and help this engagement. This Trojan Defender is having to deal with a ton of shielded spearmen by itself. It may lose, but again, I still have a Trojan Defender here in reserve. This Champion of Troy is doing just fine. The Spartoi over here are falling back. They've been chased off by Corybantes. These Champions of Troy, 52 kills, 1 XP Chevron, halfway to its 2nd XP. They'll do just fine. These Trojan Defenders have also earned a ton of XP, 1 and about 3/4 of its way to its next rank. There's an XP pickup there. I've already broken through all of this. About ready to earn an XP on this Trojan Defender with 107 kills. It's basically, if you can't tell, I've already won this, right? The situation is untenable for Sparta, and I could have been even tougher on my opponent. I could have put my units in much more advantageous positions for me. I could have brought more Trojan Defenders. I didn't need to bring Slingers. I didn't need to bring the Minotaur. There's different ways I could have spent my funds in all of this. So, yeah, Menelaus is playing a game of Mexican hat dance with my Fighter Ravager and Minotaur, going back and forth. But now that I've got a breakthrough over here, I'm going to go ahead and rear charge what he has here and watch their white bar. The white bar indicates their morale. Look at it dip. One of them shattered. The other two almost out of this. One of them is wavering, it's about to break, and the other one is also at its last legs. Spartoi come up here and try and charge through the Champions of Troy again with the Corybantes supporting. Guess what? It's just not going to happen. Actually, it doesn't even look like they're attacking. I think my opponent is literally just trying to pull through so they can do some kind of flanking maneuver. And all that's going to happen is they're just going to take a ton of damage for this. I don't think they can outspeed the Corybantes. Corybantes' speed is 44. Spartoi's speed 45. Yeah, just about. Yeah, it looks like the entire strategy here with the Spartoi was just to pull them through and try and get maybe a rear attack somewhere else. As you can see, these Trojan Defenders are now chasing off all of this. Menelaus is running for his life. This is done. Oof. Oof. Ouch. All that's left now are the unbreakable Spartoi, and I didn't even bother watching what was happening over here when I was doing the battle because I already knew in this scenario Spartoi can't win. So, what can you do? What can you do in a siege battle or in a minor settlement battle if your opponent can just pick, you know, a few decent heavy infantry, plug down the holes, and cycle in fresh units? You bring skirmishers? Yeah, I guess. Skirmishers don't deal a lot of damage anyway. Let's look at the end battle chart here. 102 kills for his Axe Champions. That's good. 119 for the Renowned Bowman. These are good kills against my Slingers. My Slingers, one of them managed 76 kills. The other one was pretty much inconsequential and taken out of the battle. This is where I spent my XP. I think I had only 1 XP on both. You can see I earned 245 kills on this Trojan Defender, 2 XP pickup, 1 XP pickup for the Champions of Troy, mostly for just taking the chariots out of the match, and then the damage they dealt against the Spartoi. And then some decent performances all around. Yeah, not too much to say about it, really. So let me show you another battle I did. This is Windy Labyrinth version 2. Okay, and this time I decided to play as the attacker, and this is a different opponent than in the first game. And I just want to talk about my opponent's army first. He's playing as Hector of Troy. He did a very different strategy from me. He went with heavy Trojan spearmen, renowned swordsman. Heavy infantry options, yes, he's kind of plugged off this route, he's kind of plugged off this route. He doesn't see my army over here, and there is another road right here that I can use, but he's also taken, and this is really strange for a defense, 2 Anatolian chariots, 5 XP spent between the 2 of them, and 2 heavy Trojan chariots, 6 XP spent between the 2 of them. If you're defending, don't bring chariots. I mean, unless your objective is to not defend. If your objective is to attack, then yeah, okay, bring chariots. But if your objective is to defend, don't bring chariots. Especially when you have alleys and roads to work with. If you have an open field is great for chariots. All right. Anyway, he also brought Guards of Troy, 2 of them. He brought heavy shock spears over here, and he brought a pair of archers, just the regular variant, and Hector on foot. My army, I'm playing as Ithaca. I brought an archer skirmisher hero. He's going to stand out here with a Cyclops and a pair of spear runners. Light infantry spear attacking unit that throws a javelin. And hidden away in all of these trees, I brought 6 warriors of Ithaca and 4 sword skirmishers. Now, when we were deploying, my opponent can see my entire army as I'm deploying, but not where I'm putting it. He can't see, however, warriors of Ithaca due to their stalk. So I put all my troops here, and I occasionally showed that I had a sword skirmisher out here, and it looks like this is where I put all my XP. Yeah, 3 of my 1 XP shot runs, so that's why he knew to deploy a couple of things out here. First stage of this battle, once I saw that there was a Guard of Troy and an archer over here, as I'm going to move on up with my Cyclops, which is my favorite mythical unit in the game, and do one of these. Shaky cam, because that Cyclops shakes the earth when he runs across the world barefoot. I'm already getting 4 kills with my archer skirmisher hero, and this is why I love the Cyclops right here. Boulder! Crunch. Yeah, right into their heavy infantry, and my archer skirmisher is going to rack up some kills over here as well. The archers are going to get an opportunity to shoot at me sometime eventually. I split off 3 of my warriors of Ithaca, which he cannot see this maneuver, and I'm going to put them over here because I do see the chariots. I move up with my sword skirmishers because I always want to make sure my opponents have things to distract themselves with. I want them to see multiple avenues of attack. I don't want him to decide to just come out here before my warriors of Ithaca are ready. I'm going to charge up here just so I can throw off some of my sword skirmishers' javelins into the heavy Trojan spearmen. This prompts him to take his renowned swordsman and start pulling him back this way while I start giving these guys a javelin bath. He's actually going to choose to sally out from this. Meanwhile, out here, I've also given a javelin bath to the Guards of Troy. These guys have spent their ammo, so I'm going to pull them back before they get killed by archers. They don't have shields. They're very lightly armored. I've already dealt half the health out of this Guards of Troy, and my archer skirmisher hero continues to pick up kills. He's up to 28. I'm about to go throw in another boulder, break this up even more. So this is all working out for me really well. Here comes that next boulder. Yeetith. Oh, obliterated those guys.
The foe has sighted your
and there it is. Oh, he starts charging out this way. His plan was to sally. That's why he brought 4 chariots. But he charges his medium chariots and his heavy Trojan chariots into the scrubs. Don't put your chariots in scrubs. Do. So these warriors of Ithaca are having a field day right now. They love everything about this. Yeah, it looks like they're taking damage. That initial charge is pretty bad to them, but watch how the battle turns against the chariots, even the heavy chariot unit that's in here. He does get to sneak his most experienced heavy Trojan chariot out through all of this. I'm going to go ahead and take this charge here, and I've already moved up these warriors of Ithaca. I'm going to pull them through. If I wanted to, I could go all the way to the victory point right now with my warriors of Ithaca and take it. But I'm going to throw some javelins in here, take this. I'm going to go ahead and give him the glory of his charge. I've got my my sword skirmishers out here. This is a light infantry for them to run into. This is great for him. Literally paper. He just goes straight through my sword skirmishers and into my warriors of Ithaca. This is great for him, but he's also really not in a good spot. And I think there was a confused order, and he wanted to come out here and attack my sword skirmishers, but the problem is those sword skirmishers are in the scrubs. Dude, don't put your chariots in scrubs. Dude. Look at this. See? Exactly what I mean. Heavy Trojan chariot gone. Anatolian chariot gone. Anatolian chariot gone. And that's just from 3 warriors of Ithaca. I know the warriors of Ithaca are good and all, but they're not meant to be that good. I just break right through what's left of that Guards of Troy because of all the damage I had done to it. Put my spear runners straight into his archers. Now we've got Hector out here. I'm going to go ahead and let the Cyclops fight Hector. I've also got the hero. He's going to shoot Hector through all of this. My spear runners are going to be able to pull through and attack the archers. It's going great for me. I'm just losing some sword skirmishers out here. I've got them where I want them, basically. He's got some reinforcements out here. A new Guard of Troy and a heavy shock spear are up here now. This actually broken unit is running into the city for some reason. Oh, he did regroup a Anatolian chariot. Their backs are turned, and my Warriors of Ithaca are on the attack. There should be some javelins here in a second. Yeah, here we go. No, swords? Sword charge? Just a sword charge. Yeah, that was an Anatolian chariot caught off guard. That'll work out really well for me. The most interesting part of this battle is right here now. As you can see, I've got troops in position to just unleash javelins into the backs of these heavy Trojan spearmen. Warriors of Ithaca are in position. These guys are regrouped. They're going to charge on through. Oh, yeah, there goes the javelins. Yeah, that eliminated that unit. And the path is open for me to get all the way to the front door. Hector is broken. Everything's broken. Breaking out. Done. So, that one was a siege or a minor settlement battle that went in the attacker's favor. But why did it go in the attacker's favor? Because the defender didn't defend. If the defender chooses to sally out and doesn't have the best plan for it, the attacker can win. So, yes, you can win a siege or a minor settlement battle based off of tactics, right? That's awesome. That's good. And it's a heck of a lot of fun, too. This really, really worked out for us, and we had a good time for it. Oh, don't mind my dog. She's sad because she's stuck in the room with me. She wants to be outside playing. Anyway, 126 renowned armored swordsmen kills for them. That's really good. 120 on this heavy Trojan chariot against my sword skirmishers. Really good performance. 94 for this heavy Trojan spearman. But ultimately, huge losses on these chariots by virtue of Warriors of Ithaca. And look at the XP pickup all over these units because of those chariots, because of how I was able to ambush specific units. Hector, inconsequential. Cyclops with 42 kills and 49 kills on the skirmisher hero helped me to just delete this Guard of Troy before the battle had really started, giving me a huge edge in the skirmishing stage. I'd say that one was a victory by virtue of just both of us came into this battle with a plan, and unfortunately for my opponent, my plan just happened to be the better one in this instance. I was particularly well suited with all those copses of trees and scrubs to dealing with the chariot charge. So, in full, retrospective now, I've shown you two significant ways to approach siege battles or minor settlement battles. I've shown you what I would call today's video, the try-hard way, right? Like, large funds armies, doing everything you can to just simply win. Oh my gosh, this dog is really sad. I am really sorry about that, folks. She's distracting me. I can't finish my point. My point is this, is that in a siege battle where the defender pretty much just plays like that one way, they'll almost never lose. They'll almost always win, and that's not all that much fun if it's done in a way that it's not interesting. Ivanch here, he at least made it interesting how he played his Hector defense. He played his defense with the plan of assault using chariots. If I hadn't been prepared for that, or if I didn't see that coming, this could have been really, really bad for me, The other way to do a siege battle is just spend as much funds as you want and go in and just have a ball. It's not going to be fair anyway. Just bring the units you want to bring and have fun with it, and try to fight your way all the way to the end. That's another way to do it. I hope that I'll be able to show you a third way to really, really find a lot of enjoyment out of this dog. Oh my god. I hope I'll be able to show you a third way to really, really enjoy siege battles soon. All right? Ta-ta, I love you all. I'll see you in the next video.